In this video, we're going to discuss what intervals are, especially as it relates to the guitar. So we're going to use the major scale to do an explanation of this. So here I have a C major scale, and I have the pattern of whole steps and half steps up here, and you can see visually what the major scale looks like. So this is the first note, second note, and so on. Now, in terms of intervals, all an interval is the distance between two notes. So we can measure, for example, the distance between the first note and the third note, the first note and the fourth note. All of these are different distances from each other. So you can see this is a big distance, and this one is a very short distance. So the letter name of the two notes involved tells us what the quantity of the interval is. So for example, this is the note C and this is the note D. So from C to D is a second because they're two notes apart here. So quantity, so interval, quantify. Quantity equals we could say the numerical distance between two letter names. So for example, from C to F, right here to F, that is a fourth. Now there's something else related to intervals, and that is the quality. And that just means what kind. That could be, major, minor, perfect, diminished, or augmented. And I'll explain what each of these are here. So, for example, let's take the note C. Let's copy it over here. And let's go through, we're going to analyze all the different intervals that we can put on top of C. So let's start with a second. So let's put D on top of C. And so this right here is a major second. Major seconds always are a whole step away from each other. Let's do it this way. Oops. How do I do this? Okay, it's not working the way I want it. That's okay. What I wanted to here, I'll put it here so you can see it here. From C to D is a major second. Major seconds always have a whole step between them. So we've got the note C, the note D, and it's a whole step between them. Now, if I were to lower this by a half step, now there's a half step between C and D flat, and that would be a minor second. So we've got major second. So it's big M means major. And then a minor second is a half step. So whole step. So the interval quantity for both of these is the same. They're both seconds. but the quality is different. One is major and one is minor. All right, let's look at thirds here. So here we have C to E, and we know that's a third because C is 1, D is 2, E is 3. So this is a third. This is what's called a major third, and it is two steps apart. And then if we lower the third by a half step, keeping the same letter name, so C to E, and now we have C to E flat, this is a minor third, and it's 1.5 steps apart. So you can see right here, C, let's do it here so you can see. C to E flat is 1 step plus a half step. And from C to E, so you can see it is 2 whole steps. Whole step number 1, whole step number 2. So a major third, 2 steps apart, minor third, 1.5 steps apart. And so the quantity would be a third. C to E is a third. And the quality is either major or minor. Okay, let's keep going. So now let's take C to F, which would be our fourth. So the distance between C to F, let's change these notes real quick. C to F, you can see is 2.5 steps. 1, 2.5. And this is called a perfect fourth. So anytime you have 2 letter names that are a fourth apart, from like C to F, and they're 2.5 steps apart, by definition, it is a perfect fourth. Now, with fourths, there's no major or minor fourths or anything like that. You can have an augmented fourth, which means that you raise the fourth by a half step. And so now 2.5 steps becomes 3 steps apart, also known as a tritone. And so this would be, oops, an augmented fourth. C to F sharp. And the interval quantity is a fourth for both of these, but the quality is different. For this one, the quality is perfect. And for this one, the quality is augmented. All right, let's go on to fifth. So the distance between C and G is a fifth. And we'll also go over what a diminished interval is here. So from C to G, the interval quality is a fifth, quantity is a fifth, and the quality is perfect. And so from C to E, we can see it's 1, 2, 3.5 steps equals a perfect fifth. So remember, there's no major or minor fifths. There's just augmented and diminished. So if we are to augment this fifth, then we get an augmented fifth, and that would be 4 steps apart. This is C to G, C to G sharp, or we can have from C to G flat, and this is a diminished fifth, and it's 3 steps apart. So you can see right here, look, you've got C to F sharp, 3 steps apart. C to G flat, also 3 steps apart. So this is a good example of these 2 sets of intervals are exactly the same, but they have different names because C to F sharp is a fourth, C, D, E, F. However, C to G flat is a fifth, C, D, E, F, G. So, and they're both 3 steps apart and both have the same sound. So sometimes a particular distance can have 2 names. Okay, let's keep going. We'll go here. So this is now, we'll make this just so it adds up here. All right, from C, now we're going to go all the way to A. Oops, that's not A, that's A. C to A. So to find out the interval quantity, we just need to count. C is 1, D2, E3, F4, G5, and then A. So that's 6th. So from C to A is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 steps. And this equals a major 6th. Now if we lower A to A flat, that's 4 steps, and this becomes a minor 6th. All right, one more. Now we're going to do sevenths. Do major 7th and a minor 7th. So we've got C to B and C to B flat. So the distance between C and B, let's do it up here so you can see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 steps. And then this one will have to be 5 steps. C to B flat, 5 steps. So from C to B is a major 7th, and then from C to B flat is a minor 7th. Yeah, so that's kind of an overview of how interval works. A really great thing to do if we come back to our major scale over here is to memorize these intervals from the root. So for example, Maybe I can do it down here. That's okay. So from C to D, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and then an octave. If you can memorize those, then when you see them, then you can change them and get to the other intervals very quickly. For example, if you know that this is a major seventh and you lower it, then you know that this is now a minor seventh part. Same with this. So C to E, major third, C to E flat, minor third, C to F, perfect fourth, C to F sharp, augmented fourth, C to G, perfect fifth, C to G flat, diminished fifth. So I think that's a really great way, to get started memorizing, is to just memorize the notes, the intervals of the major scale as it relates to the root. And that's a great place to start. All right, that's it for now. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.